Oh, hello. Fancy seeing you here. I'm going to go get cigarettes because I smoke too many cigarettes. Oh, I broke my phone thing, so obviously it's a little slanted, and I have no idea if it's going to stay working. So hopefully it does, because be sad if it broke mid-drive. Obviously, it's not going to be a super long video or trip because it won't take me very long to get to the drive-thru. There's my baby Poppy. Hi, Poppy. Tied up in the backyard, waiting for me to come play with her. But I've already played with her today. Not to say that there's only one time to play with a dog. I'm just meaning, I got stuff to do, like get cigarettes. I'm sure I probably showed it before, but if you haven't seen, this is my one and only tattoo I have. I love it. It's my favoriteest. I wish I had it finished. It's not done. It's got a lot more to it, but all kinds of different little issues, things that bring down to the fact I haven't yet to get it done. So the skull is only half done up top here, and still expecting a lot more to be done on it. So there's gonna be a whole eagle up here and all kinds of stuff filled down the bottom stuff. But it's an anvil with a book and a skull, which I mean, it's got purpose in my life, being as I do a lot of blacksmithing and stuff like that. But I just kind of noticed that while driving that you could actually kind of see it pretty good there in the camera, so I figured talk about that real quick. A little filler information for you, because literally I'm almost here already, because it's that short of a trip. The other funny part is I've been talking so much I hadn't paid attention. Sounding Mustang, but I haven't been paying attention to my speed, and I'm going to say I highly doubtfully was speeding, but I could have been. I don't know. I have no idea of knowing if I was or if I wasn't. Yeah, it's all wet, which really sucks, because A, it's been raining, henceforth why it's all wet, and B, I have no tread on my tires, so they kind of slide and do burnouts really easily when I'm, oh no, my stalker's here. Oh, this isn't good. I do unfortunately have a stalker, and I think she's not going to wait on me, which is good, because I need to not talk to her as much as possible. It's a real thing. I'm not even saying this. Hey, could I get 2 packs of Marlboro Red 100s and I'll go Skittles. Ba 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 red. Ba 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 red. She is my man. You got me rocking and rocking. I'll explain to you about the stalker situation when I leave the area, because I'm not trying to make no people feel bad or weird, but it's a weird situation. Weird. Fucking weird.
16.
Thank you. Howdy.
How are you?
Not too bad, and yourself? That's good. I know that all too well. Thank you. You too. Alright. Now that we're out of there, let's explain the stalker situation. So that woman who talked to me, which you might have heard her speaking with me about how have you been, and she's not too bad, and she can't complain, and it wouldn't do good anyways to complain. She one day, I just recently broken up, well, I mean, not that I broke up with her, but my girlfriend broke up with me probably a year or a little bit more now ago, and I was fresh out of a relationship, and I pulled up in that drive-thru to get my cigarettes. All the women there are super friendly, and she decided that she wanted to ask me out on a date. And as much as I didn't want to, mainly because of the fact that I just freshly out of a relationship, wasn't really trying to jump right back into another one, or at least try to go on a date with somebody that would possibly lead to another relationship. Just trying to take my time kind of thing. So I said yes anyways, because I'm a nice person and I can't just say no to things like that. And so I hung out with her once, literally one time, okay? And this woman is much older than me. I don't want to say much older, but she's probably, I think she's almost 40 at this point, which, I mean, she's maybe like 10 years older than me, so that's really not a lot older than me. I'm not really trying to say that age has anything to do with it either, because age is just a number, but this woman and I had like zero in common, and we liked different stuff, and it just didn't go as well as she or I probably thought it was. Well, I mean, I didn't think it went very well, but apparently to her, she thought it went fantastically, because then when like a week went by and she was like all still like wanting to hang out with me and everything like that, I simply explained to her that, I was fresh out of a relationship, but that I did have some fun hanging out with her, but it just really didn't go the way I thought it would, and that, I don't really see me and her being anything more than just, I guess, even friends. But we weren't even really friends, obviously. I only knew her because I bought cigarettes from her work. So that was that. And so then what happened was it turned into her literally stalking me. She would wave to me on Facebook every time I got on Facebook, and she'd see that little green dot show up next to my name. She'd do that stupid wave thing and be like, "Oh, hi," and I was always like, no, I'm good. Now, I mean, I know that doesn't require just that waving to somebody on Facebook isn't stalking them, but it got to the point where I stopped talking to her because I was like, look, you obviously told you that I don't see this going anywhere and I don't want it to go anywhere. And she didn't stop, and she kept trying to talk to me and telling me that she was in love with me after literally one time of hanging out with each other, and that she saw us having this future together and getting married and having kids. I mean, it was some scary shit, okay? I like the thought of having a family. That's one of my goals. It's my current goal is trying to get my life adjusted to a point where I can have, a wife and children in the future. But after one time hanging out, maybe actually knowing me for 2 or 3 weeks, this woman was telling me that she wanted to have my children and get married to me and stuff. That was a little bit scary to me. I'd never been like that before, and I was not wanting that from her. So I obviously was like, at first I was very polite. I was very nice to her. I constantly tell her, look, you obviously don't know me that much, and you're talking a little bit crazy here, but this, that, blah, blah, blah. And she'd always be like, that's fine, I'm sorry, I'll leave you alone. And 2 days would go by and she'd be right back at it, sending me messages about how she's in love with me and she can't look at any other dude in public because all she can do is think about me. And it was just driving me crazy, because now here I am dealing with heartbreak from being out of my relationship with my girlfriend, and then here I had this crazy woman who was stalking me. Well, then next thing I know, she starts driving past my house. Because unfortunately, since we hung out, that time she come and pick me up from my house, she knew where I lived. So then she started driving past my house all the time. And I'd literally be outside, and she'd be driving by, and she'd stop and be like, oh, I was just happening to drive by, and you happen to be outside, so what's up? Which is weird, because I live on the south end of town, away from anything that would be considered understandable for her to just happen to be driving past my house. But here she is, driving down my random road, and there I am, like, this woman went out of her way to constantly try to get herself into my life. And I did everything in my power, like I said, to be nice about it. And it finally got to a point where I realized that being nice wasn't helping, and the only way I was ever going to deter this woman is from being mean. So I broke down one night. I was really mean. I said some really mean and hurtful things to her, and she took the point for like 2 weeks. And 2 weeks went by, and next thing I know, she's like, hey, I know you, she messaged me, she's like, hey, I know you only said those things because you're trying to keep me away from you, and understand that I've been acting really crazy lately, and I really apologize for all this, and that I promise you that I will stop not talking to you, but I just want you to understand how sorry I am, and that I feel like shitty myself for knowing how crazy I have been toward you. And I said, okay, I accept your apology, because she really did seem like she was sincerely apologizing for being a crazy stalker. And that literally did nothing. The next fucking day, she messaged me again being like, I dreamed about you last night, and all I can do is think about you again today. It was like everything she had said the night before and apologized for was literally just to get me to say it's okay. And the moment I said it's okay, it was like her open invitation to restock me again. And this went on and on and on. And I told all of my friends that this woman was stalking me, and like I would always show them everything, and being like, wow, that's crazy. And what it literally took for me to get her to go away was to have another girl who is just a friend, who had no actual interest in me, message her pretending to be my now current girlfriend, and pretty much threaten her to make her stop, because she's like, what, you creeping up on my man, and I'm gonna have to put my backhand to your face if you don't leave him alone. So she legitimately finally stopped, because she was in fear that some other girl was gonna beat her up. I have felt horrible that it had to go that far, that I literally had to set all that up just to have that happen. But at the same time, I was almost kind of scared for my life of what this woman would do. I've always jokingly said that I don't feel like men can get raped, because what guy in this rightful world is going to like freak out over the fact that a woman wants to have sex with him? But after having her in my life and being freaked out over the fact that how much this woman wanted me in her life, I can totally understand how guys get raped, because she totally, I feel like, would have been the type that would have fucking raped me, and I definitely wouldn't have wanted that. What it come down to is found out that this woman works at the drive-thru on Sundays. She moved out of town, but she still works every Sunday at the drive-thru. So I just planned my life around the fact that every Sunday she works at the drive-thru, and so I keep myself away from the drive-thru on Sundays, except for days like today where I completely forgot that it was fucking Sunday. So I drove down the drive-thru, and there she is. So there, I kind of act fakely nice to her when she's like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm not too bad, because like I feel bad that this woman had to go to the extremes she went to try to get in my pants, because it was like I really wanted nothing to do with her, but she just couldn't get that in her head. And so she acts like she's fine and that she's different, and that there's been enough time that's gone by that we haven't talked, that like she's not still crazy about me and stuff. But yet then we have times like where, I mean, she hasn't yet, but I'm sure tonight I'll get Facebook wave from her, like, oh, look, we talked at the drive-thru, so that obviously means that you want me again. And it's just like, oh my God, I've never wanted you. I've never wanted you. I never wanted any of this bullshit. So that's what happened with Matt Freeman's stalker. It's nice to have a girl be obsessed with you when you like the girl and you want to be with said girl, and then she's obsessed with you. That's an awesome feeling, because it makes you realize that this girl really loves you, that she wants nothing to do with anybody else. She only wants to be with you. But when you have somebody who you want nothing to do with and you don't want a relationship with, that's obsessed with you, that's when shit gets out of hand, annoying, and a little bit scary. So, yeah. So this 16-minute video was longer than normal because I just made laps around my block. If you didn't notice that we were just driving circles around the same place. But I did that so I had time to explain a little bit, so people didn't think I was just being mean about this woman or anything. Like, this is a true stalker moment. Now, sure, I didn't have to contact police. I could have. Very easily could have contacted police and gotten like a restraining order, but I wasn't trying to go that far. I didn't think the woman was that bad. She was that bad. I mean, like, I could have and should have done it, but now she's obviously gotten to the point and left me alone enough where I'm glad that I didn't go to that route, because I try to be a nice person, a good person. I don't want to get anybody in more trouble than what they're already at. It's not my fault, and it's not her fault. She's crazy, okay? So, well, it might be her fault. I'm not really sure. I don't know her life story. But regardless, hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, a like would be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, just subscribe to keep up with cool content like this, where Matt talks about women who stalk him. Actually, she's really like the only woman who's ever stalked me. So I don't really have any other of those stories for you. But still, interesting story regardless. You can leave me a comment below telling me if you've ever had somebody stalk you, or maybe you stalked somebody. I don't know. You could let me know. And regardless to all that, I'll see you guys next time for the next video, whenever that is. Probably sometime soon. If you're lucky. Bye.